So you see what your boy King say something. I'm back before we to it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and you always watch for video. Man, condolences, man.
A 30-year-old man and his 5-year-old daughter were murdered at a car wash in the Fort Worth suburb of Forest Hill.
Sky 4 video shows dozens of evidence markers around a maroon Challenger. Also, a vacuum still laying in the front seat. Fort Worth and Mansfield police were on scene to help with crowd control. Raw emotions as loved ones rushed to the car wash. Cries were heard as people leaned on one another.
When is gonna stop? He didn't target nobody. He was a family man, and he was going around rapping. Okay, why would you target him? He didn't bother nobody. And a baby, his baby.
March 3rd, 2025, at approximately...
Getting somebody while they with their kid gotta be the lamest thing ever, bro. Ever, bro. It's like, what? Like, dog. If you and this man really had a personal problem, you could have waited. You could have waited. You could have got another time, bro. It could have been another day. Another day. Like, while they're with their kid. And hit the kid at that.
10:49 a.m.
There's no words for it.
Forest
like
Hill
that,
police were dispatched to a shooting incident at a local car wash in the 6500 block of Forest Hill Drive. Upon arrival, officers discovered a 30-year-old male laying on the ground suffering multiple gunshot wounds. He'd later be identified as Chucky Smith, but more commonly known as the Texas rapper Get Money Lil Ronnie. Inside of his vehicle, officers made a horrific discovery. His 5-year-old daughter had been shot. Officers tried life-saving measures on both of them, but tragically, both of them would be pronounced dead at the scene. Preliminary investigation revealed two shooters wearing blue jeans and gray sweaters exited a white 4-door Kia. Ronnie's vehicle was parked within a bay at the car wash, and while he was vacuuming his interior, the shooters approached on foot and opened fire. Surveillance video would hit the internet showing they fired from close range as Ronnie took off running across the parking lot and away from his vehicle. Ronnie would keep running, making his way to a dumpster where the two shooters...
I seen people commenting on it like, why would he leave his daughter? One, we're not him, so we can't 100% say why he did what he did. But I would think that he's doing that to get them away from her. Because why would you keep them right there? Like, and then if you grab her with you, you're still putting her in harm's way. So I would think that's probably why he did that. And it was just sad, like seeing this whole video. Like, it was nowhere for him to go. It was truly nowhere for him to go. Because with that wall right there, he couldn't hop over the wall. That's why he ran. You seen the video? He ran this way, and then he ran that way, and then he tried to. I think he looked like he tried to come back. He was like he was gonna go like towards where they came from. But why would you go where they came from when they're going right there too? So like he was stuck. That was truly a nowhere to go situation. That was a sad video, bro. That was a sad video.
Standing over Ronnie, one shooter would again open fire, dropping him to the ground. The second shooter would go behind the dumpster, off camera, and it can be assumed he also fired into Ronnie while he was on the ground. With both shooters running off, Ronnie would make one final attempt to run, but only last 5 seconds before collapsing.
It was over.
The same day of the shooting, police would announce a suspect had been identified and an active capital murder warrant had been issued. 2 days later, police would identify both shooters to the public. 24-year-old Adonis Robinson is a convicted sex offender who was released from prison in August of 2024. He'd be convicted of sexual assault and failing to comply with sex offender registration. Apparently, he was 19 years old at the time of his arrest, while his victim was 55. According to a news article from 2019, a woman was jogging...
That's why I say people that do that type of stuff, you need to be out of here. There is no helping these type of people that do that. Now, on a crazy scenario, you know how if you get caught, hey, taking a leak in a park or something like that, you can still end up with these type of charges. And then people who don't look into it will never see there to see the title of the charge. But them type of situations, okay. But people that's taking it, you need to be out of here. You need to be out of here. That all these laws Trump making up, that's for sure needs to be one. Do that. Get these people out of here. Once you prove 100%, 100%, 100%, not that somebody just accusing somebody of doing something, 100% that this person did this, get this person out of here. You don't need to be, we don't need you on this earth no more.
Trail when she passed a man wearing a hoodie pulled tight over his head. She was attacked from behind as he threw her to the ground, hitting her and threatening to beat her unconscious if she didn't stop screaming. She continued to fight back and scream as he tried pulling down her jogging shorts. Someone nearby heard the screams and came to her aid as the suspect saw them and ran off. During the attack, the suspect dropped his phone charger and DNA on the charger would trace back to Adonis. Surveillance video from a nearby cell phone store would show he bought the charger hours before the attack. 21-year-old Jacoby Russell has prior convictions for unlawfully carrying a weapon, assault of a pregnant person, and assault with bodily injury. Apparently in 2023, he beat his child's mother by striking, scratching, or dragging her with his hand. A plea deal would leave him on probation for 3 years, but only months later he'd be arrested for shooting a man. Another plea deal would spare him from prison, reducing his crime to a misdemeanor and sentencing him to a 1-year labor sentence, meaning once a week he had to work at the sheriff's office. He decided not to go and had a warrant out for his arrest at the time of the car wash shooting.
Right.
It would seem the system failed its Texas citizens, as neither man should have been in society after one attempted a rape while the other beat his pregnant girlfriend and then shot a man. The internet would heat up when photos of Jacoby next to Texas rapper CJ Casino were found. This would make a connection that would leave fans spinning theories as to who was responsible for getting Ronnie killed. But instead of focusing on the hypotheticals, what we need to focus on is accountability.
Facts.
I can't say what made Ronnie a target. It could have been his affiliation to the rapper Go Yayo that got him killed. But he was at a car wash in the morning with his daughter when shooters opened fire. It's become normal for anyone involved in hip-hop, from rappers to producers to even DJs, to expect violence because it comes within the culture of hip-hop. So a 30-year-old father can be considered careless for even having his daughter in the back seat. Normalizing violence leaves men not having the ability to be fathers, as their lives are constantly in danger. And in this situation, I don't think the shooters knew that little girl was in the car, but the thought of what if didn't stop them. I can't think of anyone that isn't disgusted with this story. A 5-year-old girl being gunned down with her father. Her last
That's why I say all the time, bro. It's time to stop. It's time to stop, bro. It's for sure. It's for sure now. It's not even just this situation. The times we live in, people are dropping like literally flies every single day. Somebody else gone. It's time to stop. It's time to stop. Like I said before, you're really ending somebody's life, ending your life over something you don't own. You don't own the word to the crew. You don't own the block the crew hangs out on. You don't own no houses on the block. Nothing. You don't own nothing. You don't own the color that the crew is rocking. Nothing. You own nothing. But you're willing to end your life for it.
Moments in the back of a car while his were on the pavement. At the end of the day, killing is killing, And every day the wrong people get shot. But who's actually to blame? If the shooters were locked up back when one tried to rape a woman and the other shot a man, they wouldn't have had the ability to kill that little girl. Right. If the so-called street code was real, the shooters would have got punished for targeting women in the past, but they didn't. Everyone can claim women and children are off limits, but the reality is, the streets knows no limits. Any and anyone can fall victim, and whoever's left either seeks revenge, continuing the cycle, or attempts to pick up the pieces. As for the two shooters, on March 6th, 3 days after the shooting, cell phone video would emerge of multiple police vehicles at a Chevron gas station in Livingston, Texas. Livingston Police, Fort Worth Police, and Texas Rangers would place a man and woman into custody, with police having confirmed the man was none other than Adonis Robinson. It's unclear at this time if the female will face charges of accessory.
Oh yeah, she crying, she's snitching on you, bro.
Jacoby
She's
Russell
telling everything.
would be arrested in Fort Worth, and the chase officially came to an end. With both men facing capital murder charges, under Texas law, they can face execution, which I can't imagine anyone protesting against. A GoFundMe for the mother of the little girl that was taken will be pinned in the comment section of this video for anyone wanting to donate. A picture posted to Ronnie's Instagram would show his daughter with another little girl, and the caption would read, "My baby girl couldn't stand the fact that her friend was sad. This morning her daddy couldn't make it to Donuts with Daddy, so you know we let her know it's okay to join us and she can snap it up, and that changed her whole mood. My little Valentine's, literally." A small act of kindness by Ronnie and his daughter would be returned after their tragic deaths, as that same little girl sent a video expressing how she misses her friend.
I missed you at school today, Armani. I love you.
Now this is
That's
one of
sad
the
as hell,
saddest
bro.
death within
That's
hip-hop.
sad. That one made me cry right
times,
there, bro.
right?
That's
to
crazy.
hear
dog.
that somebody's daughter got killed. And I mean, there's been similar situations. We had the guy in Chicago who allegedly pissed on someone's grave. They tried to kill him and they only killed his little girl in the backseat. He ended up surviving, and I think he might have changed his life. I hope he did. But
you got to, bro. Like
just the thought of you can't go to a car
ended
wash
her life.
with your kid without the possibility of being gunned down is crazy. And at this time, we don't know a motive. So like I said, I'm not going to dive into the conspiracy theories, but I am going to break down accountability. Killing is killing. When you decide to kill somebody, you're responsible for every shot that comes out of that gun.
And niggas don't even know how to shoot. Niggas just get lucky.
The bullet isn't going to stop when it hits someone. It keeps going. The bullet isn't going to stop when it hits a car. It pushes through. This is how innocent people keep getting killed. They saw him at his car. They opened fire. They end up hitting the little girl. Probably had no idea she was there. But now, nobody cares. Y'all made the decision to pull those triggers. Your decision caused the death of not only him, but a 5-year-old little girl. If the state of Texas pushes for the death penalty, who the fuck in all actuality is gonna say they don't deserve it? I would love to know. Who's gonna say, yeah, no, don't fry them. Nah, spare them. They didn't know better. They weren't fully developed. No, none of that. Because if you look at their history, one tried to rape a 55-year-old woman, the other one's beating his pregnant girlfriend and shooting people. Accountability again.
That's crazy. Like, you can go pay for it. He like, no, I'm gonna take it.
They would have never had the ability to do this. So again, there's a fine line between, defund the police and give people bonds and don't be strict, to where you let people off that should be in.
No, it's only when it comes to bonds. It should be non-violent cases. If you did something to somebody, no, you should not get a bond. If they can prove right then, like, hey, we caught you with the tootie, we caught you red-handed, we got you on video, no bond. No, hell no. It's someone is a ticket, drunk, accident, something like that. All right, to depend on the accident. Okay, but violent cases, no, you should not get no bond. And people that's taking it from people, there is no help for that person. They be thinking, oh, like we can send you to a hospital for a certain amount of time. That's gonna cure you. No, you're putting them on pills, and eventually, if they decide not to take them pills, they're gonna do it again. If you castrate them, they still have the urge. You just took one piece of them doing something, and then so they can't do that. Now they gonna probably start unaliving them because they can't do nothing to them. So you gotta take. Sad. Hey, it might sound crazy. It might be like, whoa, but it's real. They gotta be out. You gotta go. If you're taking it, you got to go, bro. If they can 100% prove that you did this, but even though, even with that though, cause somebody can accuse you of something that you didn't even do, and then your DNA is in her, and then that's why I say it got to be 100% proven that you took it. You have no association to this woman. You took it. You did this. Woo, woo, woo. Bye bye.
I've been in prison. There are people that 100% should never be released and should never come home. And if you've been to prison, you know the people that I'm talking about. You've seen them. They just can't get right.
I've been in county, bruh. And a dude, I was 18. Another dude that came in, he was 18. He came from another dorm because somebody in his dorm, I don't know. He said it was somebody else. I don't know if he was lying or not, but he said somebody in his dorm, a bunk over, was getting hit. A dude was getting hit by another. Bruh, jail is not the place you want to be, bruh. Trust me.
They love stabbing. They love.
That's how I don't see how
they
niggas
can't
be
handle
so easily
responsibility.
going
They
back.
fold under pressure.
Like what?
They lash the
Hell
fuck
no.
out. They're mentally unstable.
I'm good.
Clearly, that's what we're dealing with in this situation. It's a terribly sad thing that happened. My condolences to the family. And like I said,
Right.
I'm going to have the GoFundMe pinned in the comments section for anybody that wants to donate. But rest in peace to Ronnie. Rest in peace to his daughter. As a father, I can't imagine. I'll just have to keep y'all updated with this case. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all.
And that too. If y'all out here loving the streets, get you some life insurance. Don't put that on your people, and let your people know what you do. Don't have your people on the news. Some of my kid, my nephew, my brother, they never doing. Don't have them out here doing that. Don't, cause that's embarrassing. And make sure you got you some life insurance because these GoFundMe, these car washes, these setting plates. Come on, bro.